Welcome to another Rational. I'm not really sure what to call this show, so let's call it Rational Show. I am joined at the table today by two extraordinary people. Both live locally and they're very much involved in the community. First, allow me to introduce Sante. Did I get it right this time?
You did.
Wonderful. Sante, tell us, you are the founder of Share.
I am, yeah.
Tell us a little bit about Share.
Yeah, Share is Colorado's non-monogamy community. And really, our mission is to normalize non-monogamy as a valid relationship choice for all adults. So if you're monogamous, we're not here for you. We have no problem with that. But if you've ever been curious about non-monogamy, our community is here to support you. Or if you already are part of any of the ethically non-monogamous communities out there, we're here to support you as well.
Wonderful, wonderful. Yeah. AJ, it's wonderful to see you back at the table again.
It's great to see you, Nigel.
I hope that everyone watched our first show that we did. Just in case they didn't, why don't you give us a little brief overview of yourself and what you're doing in the community?
Well, my name is AJ Foxx. I am an event coordinator and creative solutioner, as I like to call it, living out here in Colorado. I've been working on events for the last several years and been very excited to partner with Sante on a couple of amazing projects that I think really deserve a lot of attention.
Now, you have both come together under this partnership. I think we desperately need to talk about what is happening on November the 17th.
November the 17th. We have NoCo Exchange, which is like Share's cool sibling kind of event. We have a lot of people who travel from up north and go all the way to Denver to make events in Denver for these type of like lifestyle community focused events. And they are just kind of tired of that drive. I know that I am. I've been driving to Denver for 4 years for multiple weekends in a row every month, and it gets tiring. So I've definitely wanted to create more opportunities and spaces for people like me and the communities that I'm a part of to enjoy themselves a little bit closer to home.
It's kind of interesting that you say that, because you have earmarked the Dickens, and I should give it its full name, the Dickens Opera House here in Longmont, which is a fantastic old building to start with. How did you get involved with the Dickens?
Well, the Dickens and I have a very long love affair. I love the Dickens so much. It was the first venue I ever got started doing events at actually, like years ago in my early 20s when I was a junior wedding planning assistant. So now I'm excited to come back into the space and to bring more experience and passion and focus to create events that everyone can enjoy.
And I think you're doing a wonderful job. I mean, the fashion show that you did just this last week. Talk a little bit about that, because I want people to understand that there are real things going on here in Longmont.
There are. I mean, Longmont has grown like exponentially even since we went through the pandemic and everything. I feel like there's so many people in Longmont now, and there's a lot more culture and a lot more diversity than what I've seen like my entire life growing up in this area. I love to see it, and I think that we need to bring those communities together and show them that you can hang out in Longmont and have a good time, and that the communities that you're interested in learning more about or that you're a part of are here, and that they're represented by people who care and who are a part of it as well.
So on the 17th, what will people expect to see?
Well, we have an incredible headliner confirmed as our MC and headliner. We have Jessica Lahore, who is just one of my favorite drag entertainers in the industry itself. We've hired her for past events. She's been in Denver with us. She's been in Vegas with us. And she does a lot of like drag events at Left Hand Brewery here in Longmont as well. So I thought she would be the perfect fit, because she's familiar with the city and the city's familiar with her, and we can just give her an extra venue to like just put her magic all over. And then so she'll be headlining and performing and emceeing, and we'll have a couple of cool performances after that as well, which I'm really excited about. Actually, next Thursday, October 19th from 6 to 9 p.m., we're hosting a casting call and a community meeting to just cast talent that's here locally in
We're trying to
Longmont.
find Northern Colorado talent, aren't
Yeah,
we?
we really are trying to focus more on people who live locally.
Right.
I mean, people who are willing to travel to Longmont are more than welcome to join, but I am a little biased in
Yeah.
that sense.
Well, no, I understand that, but I mean, you're really looking for northern Colorado, and I think that's the key there. So Loveland, Greeley, Fort Collins,
Yes.
Windsor,
Yep.
all the little
Yep.
anywhere.
All of that.
Wyoming,
They-
even, yeah.
Yeah.
We'll just, but the focus isn't, because there's so much going on in Denver already.
All the time.
Yes.
And this is an opportunity to showcase all the amazing talent that we have in Northern Colorado.
Right.
And I know there is some being involved with the Longmont Theatre Company. I
Yeah.
mean, we've got some absolutely amazing talent in this area. And that's not just acting, that's singing, that's across the board.
Yeah.
So one of the really great things is even after the performances, like not only do you have an opportunity to enjoy like the show, you can also get a dinner ticket with your ticket and enjoy a dinner and a show cabaret style. So I'm really hoping to get some burlesque along with the drag because I just feel like that fits the Dickens vibe like so well.
It does.
And then after the dinner and the show, we have an after party with one of my favorite DJs, who's local as well, DJ Nate Anomaly, and he is just a really good friend of mine, a really good friend of Sante's as well, and
Very
he's-
talented DJ,
Yes, he's
We didn't just
so
put him
fun.
because he's our friend.
No, he's super talented. He does something really great with his mixes where he brings a lot of like Latin infusion into it, which I think
nice.
is so important because I go to clubs all the time. I never get to hear any reggaeton. I never get to hear anything that has more of like that cultural influence, and he takes it from different parts of
he
the
really
world
does.
and different countries, and he's really good at marrying those together and getting people to move. So
Excellent.
yeah.
You got me excited to see this show already.
Yes, I'm excited.
Of course, you did mention drag artists, which is a bit of a shame because it means this show will immediately get banned in Florida. Anyway,
It's accurate, though. Yeah.
Right. I mean,
We've had folks from Florida come to our events and say that they came specifically so they could be expressed without being arrested.
absolutely.
And it's amazing that in 2023 we still have to deal with that in the U.S.
it's
know.
wild that art could be illegal.
Yeah.
Like
isn't
that
that
self-expression
amazing?
can be illegal. So we're here to do anything to like support and to give more opportunities for people
Yeah.
as well.
Fortunately, here in
know.
Longmont, we have a different view on that. So
Yeah.
that's good.
Yeah.
Well, it is good because, when you look at what is happening in Florida, and I hate to keep bringing Florida up, but you just have to shake your head and wonder what the heck are they thinking down there? You can't say gay.
They're not thinking about people is what's happening. Is that I don't
Oh,
really
I
feel
don't
like they're
think- yeah.
putting a lot of things in consideration. But
I mean, human nature is an interesting thing when you look at recorded history. So
Right.
I can't say it's surprising, but shocking at
I know.
least, right? I don't get it. I
Yeah.
don't get it either.
I found the whole thing so amusing because back in the 60s and the early 70s, every Saturday night there used to be a performer called Danny LaRue. Guess what he was? He was a drag artist. He was on mainstream television, 8 o'clock, Saturday night,
Yeah.
and everyone loved the show
Yeah. Yeah.
because it takes talent
Yeah.
to do that.
it does, yeah. I mean, drag has been around since before Shakespeare. So, I mean,
I
tried and
guarantee-
true.
Yeah.
If you actually, I probably shouldn't say this, but if you watch any show at all on, say, ancient Rome, they were all in drag.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, they set
Anyway.
the bar. Yeah.
We don't need to get the people thinking
Hey,
about
I'm
the Roman
Italian, so I
Empire. They
get
do that
this.
enough themselves. But, but I mean, one thing about Longmont is that there's a lot of opportunities to be creative and to be a part of these. I mean, I even hate to say that they're alternative communities because they're really not. I would say that they're probably more of the majority, and that's just the norm.
Yeah.
It's 2023, and people shouldn't be scared to be themselves or to make the art that they want to make in the world.
Yeah.
And
You're here.
I'm very happy to highlight Summit Tacos for hosting Drag Queen Loteria. That's something that I think is incredible, and highlight Left Hand Brewery. And now to add a third spot on the map in town is just a huge goal of mine. So
Absolutely. It's amazing. It really is. Now, I wrote a note down here, sex on site, and I can't remember why I wrote it down now.
Clickbait? I don't know.
So I wrote it down because I know you wanted to talk about it. So
Yeah.
please, could you help me out of the hole?
I
I've
think you're
just dug
missing a couple of
myself?
words there. It should
Right.
be there is no sex on
There
site.
is
there is.
no sex on site. So while there might be,
pen might not have been working there.
participants of like swinger communities or other kind of
Yeah.
non-monogamy communities, we're all sexy people. We all have the drive to
Right.
be in these communities. However, control yourselves at the Dickens Opera House. It's a classy space. We do have some great hotels nearby that
Yeah.
you can get a room at, especially if you're coming from down south or from somewhere farther away and you want to have a space to crash in Longmont at the end of the night. There's tons of hotels like less than a mile away
Yes.
that you could get a stay at.
Yeah.
So
And
And
it's,
the-
I
and
mean,
these
sex
are
is...
nice hotels.
They
Yes.
are, yeah.
Let's just talk about that. I
Yes.
mean, these are not sort of like a little motel.
no.
No,
These
no.
are real hotels,
Yeah.
etc., etc.
Exactly.
I just wanted to get that covered.
And it's, I mean, the after party we're leaving up to guests to create their own after party.
Yes.
One of the stigmas, I mean, one of the big missions of Share is to reduce stigma
Yes.
Yep.
around non-monogamy. And one of the biggest stigmas we see is that it's hypersexualized. People think that if you're non-monogamous, that you're sleeping with everybody,
Right.
that you have a sex addiction. There's just all sorts of stigma around that we
Right.
want to reduce.
Right.
And so this event specifically, it's designed to be accessible to people who are just curious, who may not even know if non-monogamy is for them. But they can
Right.
come out here and connect with a real community of great people without any pressure to, you know, it's not like going to a sex club or something like that.
Right.
Which in a lot of cases is the only first step that's been available. So
Right.
this is a place where you can just come learn. There'll
And
be
that's a
people
lot
there
to
with just
walk into,
information.
too.
Yeah.
It's a lot to walk into just going to like a sex club or something like that too. You don't know like what to
Yeah.
do with your hands or where to look, who to hang out with or who's okay or how do you approach someone.
Yeah.
So it's just that's why these events it's smaller, it's more intimate, it's not a nightclub experience at all. It's very just focused around connecting with your NoCo lifestyle communities.
Yeah. Right.
And really like interacting with maybe some familiar faces, but meeting fresh ones
Yes.
in your circles. We all kind of get stuck in our own circles, so it's great
Yeah.
to make new connections and to network.
Quite some time ago, April Tees,
Yes.
she used to have a burlesque, well, she still does have
Right.
the burlesque group.
Yeah.
And she used to put on a lot of performances at a little club south of Denver called Squirrel Creek.
Yep.
Great little club.
Right.
I did a lot of photography there for April, photographing her shows,
Yep.
videoing her shows, etc. One thing I discovered, everyone in that building was friendly. If you were feeling a bit lonely and you just wanted to go and talk, you could just literally walk across to anyone and they would talk to you.
Yep.
And it was an amazing feeling there. It sort of, I know it's strange, but it reminded me of being in a British pub.
Yep.
Because that's exactly the same thing will happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly the same thing.
Yeah.
The other thing I'd like to say at this point is I hate the word alternative in this context.
Right.
Indeed.
I really do.
Indeed.
Alternative society. What the heck does that mean?
Right.
We'll never normalize this if that's how
Right.
it's always looked at.
Right.
If
Yes.
we're always putting that caveat in front of it. Absolutely agree with that.
I mean, it's one of those words I wish we could all drop it from our vocabulary in this context.
Yeah.
Because it does have a real meaning and it can be used in a real way.
Right.
Yeah.
But not in this context, because we're all
Yeah.
human beings.
We are all
Every
human
one of us is human beings. We all have feelings, but we're all built differently.
Yeah.
What may turn you on won't turn me on.
Yeah.
What turns me on may not turn AJ on.
Ajax.
Ajax, yeah. I caught myself. So how do people get tickets?
Yeah. Do you want to tell them, AJ?
Oh my goodness, yeah. You can go to NoCoExchange.com and it'll take you to a brilliant little page that explains our itinerary, who we have booked, what's going on, and have a lovely little button that says buy tickets, and you click that. We have early bird seating right now, and I would highly recommend getting your seating sooner than later because they are tiers, and each tier means that the ticket prices go up higher.
Understood.
Yeah.
That's
And
normal.
it helps the restaurant plan ahead for knowing who wants to get dinner as well. And I
Yeah.
feel like it's better just to get the dinner and the show ticket because you're gonna be in there without dinner, watching everyone else eat dinner, and then you're gonna want to get dinner anyways.
Exactly.
Yes.
So you might as well just get the whole package, you know?
And we do have a limit on the number of tables that
Yeah,
we have.
it
We've
is
sold
seating's
about half
limited.
the available inventory at this point. So
Oh, that's
as
excellent.
we're filming this, so
Yeah.
definitely if you want dinner and a table, book sooner than later.
Yeah, otherwise standing room, which is great, but not as great as a
Yeah,
table.
yeah.
Well, no. I am so pleased to hear 50%.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean,
no, we've
2
had a great
thumbs
launch.
up, guys. That's
Yeah,
excellent.
Yeah, we're only.
I mean, we
couple
know
of
a lot of
weeks.
people in the community. We have some people driving up from Denver who are
Yes.
going to be getting
Yes.
hotels.
Yeah.
But
Are we going to allow them in, though?
well,
From Denver? You know,
as long as they're not performing. No, I don't know. No, we love our Denver family. We just wanted to do something up north.
Yeah,
and
and
we
the-
definitely want to showcase talent from up here.
Right. And the
It's
whole
time
point
for
is
that.
like you have to show up to each other's events in order to get people at events. It's a reciprocal ecosystem,
That makes an awful
you know.
lot. That makes sense.
We talked about that in our last interview about just
Yes.
people are like, how do you get people to your events? And it's like, you go to theirs and then you invite them back. Cross collaboration is key. We've been meeting and talking with lots of community leaders, people who have
Yeah.
like Facebook groups for lifestyle groups and everything. And we have some leaders committed to coming and they'll be bringing their people. So it's going to be a lot of fun and a really good way to meet new faces and have delicious food and enjoy yourself and just unwind after like such a serious week. I feel like things have been very heavy in the world lately, so
Oh,
it's just
yes.
nice to connect with others and to be present in the moment and to enjoy what is right in front of you.
They're in for a treat.
It's going to be wonderful.
It's going to be absolutely wonderful.
yeah.
It really is.
You're bringing all your favorites too. I'm so excited.
Oh my God,
We
I'm so
wanted to do the show
excited.
for a long time.
Yes.
She's,
yes.
she's allowed to do that.
Yeah,
No, I appreciate it.
She
Yeah.
really is. So with the rehearsals being on, not rehearsals, maybe casting
Mm-hmm.
on the 19th of October, I guess you're going to be adding people that get into the show. You'll be adding those onto the website
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
as it goes.
we'll have the performers confirmed a week after the next Thursday, so they'll get to know within a week what we're thinking, and we're still going to keep everyone's information who shows up to the casting call, so that way we can pull from that in the future for future events as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you have any closing thoughts?
Boy, you put me on the spot.
That's my job.
I think I want to drive home that we want to make this accessible to everybody. And really, it's not just that there won't be sex on site. For a lot of people who are ethically non-monogamous or curious about non-monogamy, it's not about sex at all.
Nope.
It's about connections. And even for the people who are getting something sexual out of it, it's still mostly about connections and friendships. Human connections. And really, our goal is really just to let people know they have a choice. So many people feel their only choice is to stay in an unhappy monogamous relationship or infidelity. And there's another option. So if that's you and you're stuck somewhere in here,
Yep.
this is a place that'll help you get on the court and learn more.
Yep.
That's superb.
Yeah.
Thank you for summarising it like that.
Yeah.
That was excellent. AJ, do you have any closing words?
Yeah, I mean, just going underneath what Sante was saying, this is just an opportunity to take a step deeper into the life that you want to be living. We can all stand to be more authentic, you know, in a lifetime where social media and making sure that the appearances and the likes and all that are like lined up. It's really important to have face-to-face interaction with people and to practice, I don't know, being people with one another, having conversations. Like, there's a lot of passion that's being put into this project, not only from like me and Sante, but from like the venue that's been so helpful in supporting us. They really want to be a part of supporting communities that haven't really been supported historically in the past, and they want to be leaders in that as well. So I really feel like we just have a whole team who is passionate about creating spaces for people that have been needing spaces to meet and to enjoy themselves at.
Right. There used to be a great TV show called The Red Green Show. I don't know whether you've ever seen it
don't
or
remember
not.
it,
It used to be
no.
on PBS.
Yeah.
Canadian show.
Okay.
One of his
Good at Canada.
catchphrases was always, and don't forget, we're all in this together. And we really, really are.
Indeed.
Yes.
Yeah.
People are people.
Yeah.
Treat them like people. Treat them like
Yes.
human beings. It doesn't matter what their personal lives are.
Yeah.
They're still human.
And they
Never,
still
ever.
deserve representation.
Thank you
Yes.
both for coming in today and talking about this. I'm really excited
You're welcome.
to see what happens on October the 19th.
Us too.
And meeting those people, which will be great. But of course, November the 17th, don't forget, November the 17th, write it in your diaries, order tickets. I'm going to be really wonderful to meet all these different people. Of course,
Yeah.
if I'm behind my camera, which I probably will be, I won't get to meet too many, but I'll make sure I do pre-show and post-show.
Yeah.
Great.
which is to me is important. It really is, because
Yeah.
you never know. I'm an old dog, but even I may learn something new.
Yeah.
Well, you're really great at connecting with all kinds of communities, Nigel. I've witnessed that for the last several years that I've known you, and I appreciate your ability to talk to anyone and to fit
Absolutely.
into any room. So
I know we could speak for hours here, but
for sure.
I know you are both incredibly busy people. I know that AJ has to get ready to shoot down to Denver and
yes.
all
Got
the
an
rest
event
of it.
tonight.
Yeah, vampire ball.
The rest of the weekend.
Come on. This was a show with a difference. Just two gorgeous people. I love working with these two. And don't forget, November the 17th, really important, the Dickens Opera House here in Longmont. It is a great facility. There is parking at the back. You're going to have a tremendous time, and you are going to meet some of the most fascinating people under the sun. I'm Nigel Aves, your host. This was a rational show. I want to thank you all. Thank you so much, everybody, for joining us at the table. Bye-bye.